Hey, love. Can we go?
Why is it so funny? What were you going to ask me?
Your face. Can we cook something lighter today? Not pasta and meat and red meat?
Well, we didn't have any red meat.
Well, I think we had pizzaiola.
You're fixing your hair as you're talking. No, I consider that like a pasta dish.
Well, exactly, pasta and red meat.
So what would you like?
Fish. Can you make fish
Fish.
for me?
It's not Friday.
Or chicken. It's light, you know?
Chicken. I could do something with chicken.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Stay
a lucky
tuned.
woman. And we are back.
Hi, my name is Anthony.
And Anna.
And together, we're Italian Cooking
Unscripted.
Unscripted, because everything we do is done with a pinch, a dash, and a handful, just like my mom used to do. On today's show, to make Anna very happy, I decided to do, I'll be back. We said chicken, and what we're gonna do is chicken cacciatori. This is an amazing dish, done in many ways in Italy, but let me tell you, the way that I'm gonna do it is like my mom did it, and then I've added a little twist to it. So stay tuned, we're gonna get going on this beautiful chicken, and I think we're also gonna make some
Potatoes.
potatoes, that's right. Potatoes, Italian style, in the oven to accompany these. It's going to be amazing. Potatoes. I have got a recipe for roasted potatoes, Italian, that is just amazing and so simple. But there's a few tricks. Trick number one, we learned about it in gnocchi, when you peel the potatoes to put them in water so that they don't oxidize. In this case, we put them in water not to oxidize, and on top of that, we need to get the starch out. So look how nice and clear the water is. We got it all rinsed nicely. We're gonna put it in here.
So how many times you rinse them?
How's that, darling?
How many times you rinse them?
No, I just left it under running water.
Okay.
It's a trick to doing it.
Until the water is clear, right?
Mm-hmm. So now this, the trick is to get this dry. So how do we dry them? Paper towels, use whatever you can to dry it, to get them as dry as we can. Sometimes I put it through a strainer, but we don't have to worry about that here. The magic will happen in this tray. So get as much of the water out right in here.
Let me see.
Dry, dry, dry. All the herbs are ready, my love.
Soldiers.
Everything has to be super, super organized, or else how are we going to do things when they're not organized, right? Okay, so tricks. Dry them. Olive oil. You want to hear me say, oh, put a ton of it. No, not a ton of it. Just put a regular amount. I'd say 3 or 4 dashes. Pepper boy, but we don't have to do it with a grinder, doesn't really matter. Thyme, rosemary. How much of this to put in? Really to taste, how you like it. If you like it a little bit with more, with more herbs, less herbs. Bay leaf, I love bay leaves. I love them. I just like to put them. I don't really know what purpose they serve, but I just love putting them in there. So we've got it all in here. Now, garlic, I do a couple of ways. I put a couple just smashed in here, and then I mix them up.
What happened, baby?
So you heard the iPad go off. That was my granddaughter, Ellie. So I stop everything to answer Ellie. And I asked her, I said, what'd you think of the videos? And what'd you think of Nono? And she goes, you could have been funnier. So a little bit of constructive criticism for me. I take it from her. Okay, in the meantime, super simple. We just put the herbs on it. We try to space them out nicely. Now they're all happy in here. What I also do, something that I like doing, is...
We both love that.
We both love it.
Yes.
You take a garlic and you just cut it kind of like at the top a bit. kind of open up the top just like this. Put that there. I've got another one here.
Like this.
Yeah, you just place them there.
Do you need to put some oil there on top of the
That's
garlic?
what I was just going to do.
Nice.
You kind of hold it and let it seep in there. Just let it seep, seep.
Becomes like caramel.
Yeah, it comes like candy. That's what I call it. I call it candy. We take it like this, super simple. Open an oven, 375. I don't know what that is in centigrade. Right into the oven.
180.
Super fast. Potatoes are going to be done on their own. Let's get to the chicken. So I've got some hot oil in here. I'm using a cast iron skillet. And so you gotta be careful with this. And it's, of course, with these electric stoves that have only 2 settings, super hot or nothing. You gotta be careful and control that oil. You can see that it's starting to make that look like it's going to burn, and you got to watch with the olive oil because olive oil doesn't have that much of a high temperature. However, I know and I feel that it's at the right place. It is, because that's the sound you want to hear.
Look at that.
To start putting them in here. We'll play with that temperature just a little bit so it doesn't get so angry.
And you can move it a little bit.
I'm going to move it over to the side because the anger of this is unbelievable. Off and on.
And that's
So we'll do it
the
over here where
beauty
it's a
of the
little
cast
safer.
iron that can keep the heat.
That's right. The cast iron does its work.
Yeah.
This stove only has 2 settings. We've got to get it a little angry.
So you're gonna saute them now, right? Or brown?
Well, it's more like, yeah, you've got to get it to form a crust
Okay. Both sides.
on both sides. That's right. This is it's not fried chicken. So we are sauteing, you're right, love, but that's not the goal. The goal is to get a crust on this, and then once we get a crust, then we add our goodies in there to get it to a state of it's not braising, it's like between braising and frying. That's what it is. But yeah, some people would argue, oh, you did fried chicken. Okay, maybe I did do fried chicken, but not a crime. I also have a trick for this. That really helps in preventing splatters. So let's make that caramelize. Let's get it to crisp on both sides. And then we're going to start adding these other beautiful ingredients in there to give it the flavors. Because really this is all about flavor. It ain't fried chicken. So we've got it going into I don't want to call it a fry, but it is a little bit of a saute. That's what we have. It's a saute. And this is where it changes from being fried chicken, okay? Because watch what we do. Number 1, anchovies.
Wow.
Why am I putting anchovies in here? It's the umami. So we have a choice. We can put dried mushrooms or we can put anchovies. Then we can throw in a garlic, a little bit of the onions. My mom used to like to put in, and I agree with her on this,
And look at the box,
a little bit
guys.
of red wine, our economical box, of course. We got the good stuff. I swear we have good stuff.
We do.
We do have good stuff. So you see when we put the wine in there, there's a whole other action that takes place. We can crank that up a
Smells
bit.
so good.
So the wine has evaporated out.
So what are we
Dried
putting
olives,
now?
black olives, and a little bit of tomatoes. Now, that's not going to make it red. I can assure you it's not going to make it red. But it's going to impart the flavor. At this point, we give it a little shuffle around.
Like this, the tomatoes not cooked.
That's it. We have that red wine that kind of gave it an interesting color, but all that's going to kind of change as it continues to cook. And at this point here, here's what we do. We got all the ingredients out, salt, pepper. Now you can put whatever kind of herbs you want. I like the rosemary. Nobody's ever going to convince me against rosemary and thyme. To me, they're staples, necessary with almost all meats in Italian cooking. And again, I love the bay leaf. I really don't know why, but I love it. So you see how it's like in a sort of a simmer and a little bit more than a simmer. That's where we've got to keep it. We've got to keep it from getting really angry, but it can't turn into a braise. It's got to cook. That's what it's got to do. It's got to cook.
Do you put some water there or not?
We add a little bit of water as it goes. It's going to kind of pull in a little bit and evaporate. So we add little bit of water, but not that much. We can add white wine if we wanted to, but I'll add a little bit of water as it goes. So this is going to be here for about 40-ish, 45 minutes because it's chicken. We want to cook it really well. In the meantime, look what's under there. Happiness, pure happiness in there.
Hold on, let me take a look there.
You've got pure happiness going on in here.
Oh my God.
So we're going to have chicken, cacciatori, with some fantastic potatoes in the oven.
What are you doing?
Chilling. There's nothing to do.
Waiting?
Mm-hmm.
Can we
This is like, it's not
can we see what
sauteing,
is happening?
it's not frying, because it ain't fried chicken, and it's not a braise either. It's kind of like, look at this. See what I'm saying when it's not a braise, it's not a fry, it's just, I don't know, a beautiful thing maybe?
For sure it's good.
I can
don't
tell
know
you.
if we're gonna have
Watch,
the
I'll indulge
technology
you.
one day.
I'm gonna go and get some of this good deliciousness over here at the bottom. No words to describe. No words to describe. I say this has got maybe another, I say maybe at the most 15 minutes, at the most.
Yeah.
Maybe at the most 15 minutes. And add a little bit more water. I think it's in here, right, my love?
Yes, the
Your rule
hot
about
water is there.
Hot water.
A tiny bit.
Just a tiny bit, yeah. And then we just close it up like that, and just sit around and wait.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. Cheers, my love.
I have to do the quality control there.
You want to do some quality control?
Yeah. I will.
The quality control, I told you, with a glass of wine in hand. Cheers. The aromas here are amazing, unbelievable. When the technology is going to be that you can't even smell what we are cooking? One day maybe.
Smell vision.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
You
You'll
can't-
have
there's
to
no,
try.
There's no words.
You have to try, and it's so easy. It's one pan.
Are you still hanging out there? I'm hungry.
It's 10 minutes I've been sitting here. All I do is open it, put a little bit of water. That's it. Really not difficult. Actually, I can even put a little bit of my bourbon in there too.
This is so unorthodox. How you did
Unorthodox
that?
is a good word for it. It's been 10 minutes. This is pretty well ready. This is pretty well ready. We have achieved what we wanted to achieve, and I'm gonna plate this because we want to plate this really nicely.
Nice.
So we can have our potatoes that go along with it. And darling, are you gonna make that salad or not?
I don't know.
Okay. Think about it.
Well, I think we have enough food, potatoes.
You think
there.
we're good?
Yeah,
Okay,
we
well,
are good.
we're not going to do a salad, a contorno of salad, but we have a contorno of patate. Allora si sta bene, non c'è problema. E ci abbiamo il pollo alla cacciatore. We're perfect like this. So we're going to plate it, and then we're going to eat. So here it is, a beautiful dish, chicken cacciatore, which means hunter's chicken.
Hunter's chicken, yes.
Which apparently originated in the area where my mother and father.
Central.
That's right.
Central Italy. In Renaissance time.
During the Renaissance. I am a Renaissance man. Anyway, a Renaissance dish for you tonight, which is the chicken cacciatore. Try it out. As you saw, so simple to make. It's actually a little boring for a person to be doing it because they've got nothing to do while they're doing it. It cooks itself, but it's fantastic. Try it out. Let us know your comments. Thank you so much for having written us. We launched today. It was absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for your support. Really means a lot to us. We enjoy doing this. It's a fun hobby to do on the weekends. Give us a subscribe, a like, commentary,
and
share.
comments,
We thank you for your time. Anna,
thank you.
I love you every day because without you, I can't do this. You are the love of my life. Thank you so much to everybody. We love you.